Hi, everybody. So today was Shanquilla's Justice for Shanquilla occurred at about 4:30 in North Carolina. So some of you luckily were able to attend, other people were not able to attend. So for those that did attend, you would all agree that it was amazing. My goodness. The people that spoke really talked about some of life-changing messages about, jealousy and the problems in our society with our youth today, how individuals are. We got to hear from Shanquella's father. There's two particular parts that I want to share with you. I'm going to share first the full speech of Shanquella's father because I thought it was pretty captivating. And then I'm going to share a speech from one of the students that went to school with Shanquella. And I thought that this particular individual shed light on possibly some of the reasons why these girls and other people could be jealous of Shanquella, because Shanquella was always into fashion. She always wanted to have some of the highest quality things. Her mother always had her be dressed in the top, high fashion clothes. I mean, the way he described it of how like sometimes they'd stay up late waiting for the latest Jordans to come out. She always had the top notch clothes. So I thought these two parts of the rally were very pertinent. And I'm going to also I did attach a link already to my community page, but I'm also going to attach a link to the entire rally in my description box as well. So you have access to watch the entire thing on your own time. But I just wanted to highlight these two parts. What I also loved about this rally is that all of Shanquella's family attended, meaning her mother and her father and her sister. And that meant a lot to me because as we've seen, a lot of times they do the separate interviews, and it was beautiful to see that the father got to attend. That meant a lot to me because I was hoping for that he would be able to be there and be a part of it. And it was beautiful to see him there. And he gave a pretty long, in-depth speech. So we're going to listen to his speech, and then we'll take a listen to one of Shanquella's prior classmates' speeches.
She say, let me know what I need. Sunshine Anderson, thank you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Love you. Family, thank you. I love y'all. I love you. We are, y'all are everybody's family, like we said, like they said, body, body, everybody. I love y'all.
Amen. Ditto to what he said. And if there isn't anybody from the family that like to say anything, Dad, amen.
On behalf of the Robinson family and the Long family and all the friends and all the support, the prayers across this nation and across this world. Shanquella was my only daughter, and I strived on education. Not just beauty on the outside, but she had a beauty spirit on the inside. That's how I raised her. Made sure she had a foundation in the church, knew who God was, been baptized. Make sure that when she came up, I want her to be very smart and intelligent, to be a leader, not a follower. Always have her own. She ain't got to depend on no man to do nothing for her. Because as long as your daddy got breath in him, I'm going to be the one, like I always been when God brought you in this world. You never had without. So, going forward, I found her that Monday when I got the call. First phone number I called down in Mexico, Cabo. The lady said, Mr. Morris, I got your daughter. Miss Elizabeth. That lady stayed with me from day one, never left. Called me, texted me, told me what the paperwork and all that feeling, how much it was going to cost and everything. And that day, she came back to the United States, touched that ground, the land, the soil, rolled up in that funeral home, them doors opened up, cried like a baby. And I saw the knot on the inside of her head, saw like an eye was swollen, saw the cut lip on her lip. Daddy stood there and cried like a baby. And I sit there and say, baby, Daddy will give you justice. I would not let you die in vain. From then on out, I pray to God. I always pray to God every day. My friends, my family, my enemies. And all of a sudden, God just started moving. That's why everybody's here today. And from all y'all prayers across this nation, across this world, you know, as a father, this hurt him. This hurt to the core. Tell him. But that's my only child. She had so much going for herself. You know, so much to be cut. But I can't ask God why he did what he did. But trust and believe God working his own mysterious ways. I'm a very, very patient man. I come from a mother and a father. We had structure, discipline. And I tried to raise that up in her same scenario. You know, we're not perfect. We ain't have no silver spoon in our mouth. This dad right here got out here and worked every day. As long as God woke me up with good health and good strength, I went to work to make sure she had what she had. It wasn't about the material stuff for me. It was all about making sure she went to school and got an education, knowledge, wisdom. That was about me. When about no Jordans, no fancy cars and all that, it made sure that she got an education, where she can go out here and be a decent woman, independent, and make it on her own. And most, I want to thank you all. High praise to Reverend Walker, First Lady, Big Little Rock, A&E, all the speakers, everybody. To trust and believe. I serve with God. God got power like I don't know what. And trust and believe. He peeling the layers off. He been peeling the layers off every time I stood up her body and told her I will get justice for you. And he been peeling layers. Everything began to come out now. And y'all love y'all so much. I'm standing. I am standing on y'all prayers. That's how I'm standing on y'all prayers in my faith with the Lord. It's over a month now. It's a struggle for me every day. Every day, I just can't see that smile of hers, Just can't see that smile, that conversation, knowing that she was going to be successful in her own way. And that's what I taught her. It's not about trying to be successful like somebody else. You be successful in your own way. And all you young kids out here, y'all got entrepreneurial mindsets all in your brain. You just put it in front of the God. You can be who you want to be. You got most of the problem you still living. Look at the funny when they get up in old age. They'll trust and believe that one day God bless you. You're going to get to that age now. You got kids, you want your kids to take care of you. My mom, she right here, she's 81 years old. I'm not her. I treat everybody like I want to be treated. Right. And that's what I taught her. She's not a fighter. She never was a fighter. She's the type of person, want to love, enjoy life, and like to travel. At a younger age, get on the computer. Expand your mind. Look at these places that you want to go to. As you get older, you can do it. And trust me, believe God bless her what she's able to do. But these folks right here just took it away from her. They just took over out of her comfort zone and did what they did. And Dad just couldn't be there to help. Like I always made sure who her friends was around her. I always try to meet the parents, knowing the mother, the father, who in the household. I always did that. It's just hurt so feeling that she's not here. She's not here. This dad right here, I'm gonna fight for justice with every breath in my body. And I appreciate all the love and care and mom and the Robinson family and all the friends and all those friends that she went to school. Because this dad right here, I'm a very caring dad, very caring people person. Anybody know I'm a Charlotte native? Anybody know Bernard Robinson? Trust and believe. I'm real. I don't look down on nobody. I wasn't raised up like that. Not at all. So I praise God. I just want to thank God for this day and everybody in this congregation, the media, for keeping the story alive. Trust and believe. Like I said, God is moving. blessing will happen. So that's my faith. And that's what I'm going to keep going on, is faith. Because he made all this possible as he's doing it right now. So going forward, bless you all. Y'all be safe leaving here. And thank everybody across the nation, across this world that got a hold to this story and doing what they do.
Man, guys, this speech took me out. Oh my God, there's so much to unravel in this speech. The first part that really took me out was when he started talking about when he was searching for his daughter in Mexico. Just imagine this father come from a small town. Your daughter's all the way in another country. He's looking for his daughter, and God blessed him with an angel. The woman at the morgue or whatever, wherever I think it was the morgue, I guess, in Mexico, how she was there for him through every step of the way. I just felt like that was God. Like God brought this woman thousands of miles away, different culture, different language. And this woman felt empathy for this man she didn't even know, didn't even see, and was there for him every step of the way. I thought that was incredible. It literally brought me to tears because I could feel that was God that was there for this man. And just how he described, him being, her being his, I mean, we've heard this so many times, guys, but even though we hear it, it never loses its effect on me. I'm sorry. It never does. It never loses effect on me. The fact how he just describes how this was his only child and how he invested and poured his soul into Quilla, teaching her not only about valuing internal or external beauty, but he taught her how to value internal beauty. That to me was amazing. He built her character from the inside out. I thought that was incredible, literally incredible. And then what also really was captivating for me is when the father said, like he was talking to her and he said, I'm going to get you justice, Quilla. And every time I hear him describe when her body was when he came and saw her body, guys, and he described in detail. In this speech, I feel like he was more descriptive about each and every bruise that he saw. It was like he really was made it a point to kind of take his time and describe to us that we literally could visualize what he was saying. As he said, when he saw her body and her lip was swollen and her head, the knot on her head. It's like he took his time to really let us visualize this man's trauma, that he saw each bruise, and he highlighted every bruise that he noticed on Quilla, from the knot on her head to the swollen lip to the busted eye. And it's like as if you could put yourself in his shoes and feel the pain in him. It was just to me, it was very jaw-dropping speech, I felt like. And I was very wholeheartedly happy to know that he was there. Because I think this is a very important time for the father and the mother and the sister to unify together in this tragedy. Because they're really going to need each other to get through this. So that was really emotional for me, guys. Whew, almost took me out. Wanted to share that part with you. There were a lot of captivating speeches in this rally, guys, that were magnificent. That's why if you haven't seen it yet, I do want to encourage you to watch the entire live. I'm definitely going to save, a link for you in the description so you can watch the entire thing, because there were a lot of amazing individuals that spoke, and wow, the things that they were saying were so captivating, and they really did they really gave Quilla justice and advocated for her in a beautiful way. I was blown away by this rally. But there's one other speech I wanted you to hear, because I feel like this young man who went to school with Quilla, he shares some aspects about her, so that we can get to know more about Quilla, because that's an important thing that we should, learn about her. This is all about her. And, we've been focusing a lot on getting to know everybody involved, but the reality is we really want to highlight Quilla. So I thought this young man really did help us see a picture of who Shanquella was and why she shined so bright and why she had so many jealous people around her. I really thought that the way he described her kind of gave me a vision of why these individuals, in particular Dejanay, was jealous of her.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's tough to do, man. It's been a rough 3 months, not only for just everybody, but also the community of West Charlotte, the impact in the lives that Shanquilla, touched. She touched a lot of people's life. And I want to first shout out my Principal Robinson, my assistant principal, Poirier, for asking me to come up and speak on behalf of the school. They do want to send their deepest condolences to the family and all the friends. I've talked to the mom. I spoke with her. I came and seen them, and I just want you to know you're very strong. There's not too many people that can stand in your spot and be able to conduct the way how viral this thing went and how many different lives that she touched throughout her time of life. I do want to speak a little bit about Quilla. She was my personal stylist. She loved to get dressed. She loved to get fresh. She was one call away from me always if I was trying to put a last minute outfit together or trying to put something together. But just to go back in time, she was an outstanding cheerleader. She cheered with my cousin Jasmine with the Carolina All Stars. And she grew up and she fell in her footsteps and went to West Charlotte and she cheered as well. And I remember coming to some of the games after I went to school, and Quilla was just like, she was the popular kid. And it's amazing how when the popular kids, when they go through something and something such tragic as this, that Quilla left an impact not only in Charlotte, but worldwide. So I would just want to call her Quilla worldwide now. I know that she's looking down, she's smiling on all of us. And I just want to leave you all with a few words that it took me a while to put together because I try to stay off the media sometimes now because I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing us blacks have to go through this for us to have a wake up call. Even though Quilla left us at an early age, she left a big trademark in a lot of our lives and she left our impact. And I want to challenge us today, not only as young folks, but as old folks, keep praying for us. We need those prayers. The devil is busy nowadays. Quilla time was not up. Her time was not up. But she did leave her mark, and we all have to leave our mark, and we all have to leave someday. So some things I wrote down was Shanquilla graduated from West Charlotte in 2015. She was an outstanding cheerleader, and she was an IB student. I got to speak with one of her teachers that's still there today, and she said that Quilla always did it big. She drove a better car than me. So Quilla had a red Charger back in high school, and she was driving better cars than the kids, and then the parents and the teachers. And I want the parents to know that you all did a great job with raising her, having her in the best clothes, having her in the best cars. She lived that life. And her death not only affected the world, but our community. And on behalf of our school, we do send our deepest condolences. But she loved to dress, and I remember us camping out for Jordans. She loved to wear Jordans. It was some nights we used to sleep outside of DTLR just to make sure that we had a new pair of Jordans on Saturdays. And so one thing about it, this is very devastating, and it kind of has me angry at the world. But Quilla will live by that name, Quilla the Boss. She always was ahead of her time. I feel like we don't really understand how little time we have with the people that we love. Life is fragile, fleeting, complex, and confusing. We know all good things do come to an end, but yet we still have difficulties processing it. Everything has an expiration date, and it's best to salvage and savor the moments while it's available for us all. We struggle for the major losses, and I wish this would have never happened to Quilla. It's almost easy to sweep my emotions under the rug, but just to keep myself afloat and keep myself in sanity from exploding. The good die young, and Quilla was a true soldier. Thank you.
So I thought his speech to me was very significant because to me it highlighted some key components about Shanquella. So Shanquella shined bright in her own right. Her mom had her dressed in the best clothes. She was a fashionista. She was very popular. She had a better car than all the kids at school, even better than the parents and the teachers. She had the best clothes. She loved to dress, and she even had the latest Jordans. This young girl stood out and was prone. She was like a magnet for jealous people. The way he described her, it was like, okay, I see why these girls were jealous of her. They've been like I was telling you. My theory was that Dejanay been jealous of her, and now it makes sense. You hear this young man who was her friend talk about some of the key things. If you see a woman like Dejanay, who doesn't come from much, sees Shanquella shining, has, great upbringing, popular, shining bright, best dressed, best hair, best clothes, best shoes, best car, cheerleader, top student, entrepreneur. The list goes on. He explained, we're getting more details of why these women, especially in particular Dejanay, had been jealous of Shanquella for many years, dating way before this Cabo trip. And when I heard him speak, it was like it gave me chills because I was like, wow, he is literally not realizing it, but he's highlighting the reasons why, though that particular young lady was jealous and she polluted the minds of the Cabo Six that were involved, or Nazir wasn't there at the time, so I would say that the other remaining 4 individuals that she was speaking to. So I thought those were 2 very pivotal highlights of the rally, but there were many more. I wish I could sit here and play the whole thing for y'all, but we'd be here all night until Jesus come back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a link to that video in the description box. But I think this young man highlighted some of the key reasons why these young ladies, in particular Dejanay, felt inadequate, insecure around Shanquella, and she allowed her jealousy to consume her. She hated Shanquella. She hated her because of who she was. She shined bright. You could see best dressed, best clothes, better car than even the teachers. Come on. This wasn't anything new. Dejanay was always jealous of Shanquella, y'all. And this young man showed us the details why. See, we already had a theory behind it. We already knew about the entrepreneurship, but he shed light on bits and pieces of other reasons why this woman was jealous, okay? And there's probably a lot more. All right, guys. So I love you guys. Have a good night. I will attach this link so you can watch the entire rally. I encourage you to watch it. It is amazing. The people that spoke, man, they were incredible. They really were highlighting some of the problems in our society, the issues surrounding this case. They even gave more details about Shanquella. So I thought it was a really good rally. All right. Have a wonderful night, guys. Take care.